Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1. You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world.
The genre and the mechanics for the game are both the same: survive and don't die. Similar to games such as Minecraft, Forest, Stranded Deep, and even LEGO Fortnite, your goal is to get food, water, and explore while doing so, all falling in the survival genre. Instead, with Subnautica, you're in the middle of the ocean compared to on land. Add getting oxygen and filling scuba tanks as a new mechanic, and you're ready to play the game. Oh, besides that, there are hundreds of different fish and sea monsters that are trying to kill you. If you've played this game, you know how scary it gets. But in the end, if you avoid the many heart attacks, the game is very immersive and practically endless. An awesome game for people wanting to explore or are fascinated by anything marine life oriented.
Subnautica's scanner tool allows players to download information on the creatures, plants, and objects surrounding them to a readable database. This reveals certain aspects of the science behind the fiction, such as biology, paleontology, pathology, and geology. Biology comes into play as the descriptions reveal the biological makeup and evolutionary factors of the planet's animal and plant life. Paleontology plays a minor role in exploring the evolutionary factors of Leviathan-class creatures, which are described to have descended from even larger creatures, which can be found in massive fossils scattered around the map. The planet in Subnautica is contaminated by a bacterial infection which is marked in creatures with lime-green warts, increased aggression, and flu-like symptoms. The infection introduces an element of pathology into the gameplay as characters explore the strange capabilities of the infection and struggle to cure themselves. The game also offers a geological explanation for the foundation of life on the planet. The game map is formed on a volcanic crater which formed a landmass in the center of a void of empty ocean and microscopic organisms. The volcanic landmass allowed for biological life to form over millennia on the crater.
One of the most interesting aspects of Subnautica is its construction of an alien ecosystem that feels both imaginative and grounded. The planet is full of life forms that vastly differ from those found on Earth, yet they maintain a sense of biological realism. This balance between the familiar and the uncanny allows the game to put players in a world that feels genuinely extraterrestrial while still grounded in logic. The fauna show what an alien version of the Cambrian era would look like. As weird or alien as the Cambrian creatures of our own world were, Subnautica ramps it up to 100. The result is an ocean ecosystem that conveys the idea of evolution taking a parallel but very different path from our own world. This fusion of realism and exaggeration reflects a classic sci-fi technique, basing this extreme science in real science. The amp eel mirrors the electric eel, yet it magnifies its traits to an extreme degree. Its bioluminescent protrusions and electrical pulses emphasize how alien evolution might develop alternative yet similar survival mechanisms under different environmental pressures. The bone shark and the sand shark are apex predators, echoing the shape and behavior of their namesake of our world. Their skeletal armor, plating, and territorial aggression highlight the hostile nature of the ecosystem. The jelly ray combines the characteristics of jellyfish and stingrays into a glowing, beautiful creature. Two familiar Earth species fuse to create something plausible yet uniquely alien. Its glowing body and graceful movements also contribute to the game's recurring theme of beauty disguising danger, another common idea in science fiction. The cave crawler is the only creature that I was able to find that was capable of surviving both on land and underwater. The cave crawler emphasizes adaptability in response to environmental changes. This mirrors the biology of our own world, where species often evolve new abilities through mutation and natural selection to survive extreme conditions. The flora of Subnautica supports this same philosophy of grounded alienness. The planet features both land and sea plants, each adapted to their environment yet connected by a few constant ideas. The abundance of glowing flora across biomes not only serves as a gameplay function, lighting dark waters, but also implies that life here relies heavily on bioluminescence. This suggests a sense of a shared ancestor, or at least convergent evolution, where these life forms develop similar characteristics.
The culture of Subnautica is experienced through the perspective of a human on an alien planet. While playing, various unfamiliar structures can be found throughout the map built by a mysterious intelligent species with their own language and technology. Though this is very stereotypical to the alien trope, it adds another layer to Subnautica's intrigue. Other than the alien race, there is a working ecosystem that consists of things as simple as a food chain to as complex as symbiosis, with the culture of many of these species being more akin to animal behavior. There are small references to the culture of the Aurora, in which the crew, including yourself, crash-landed with. Through the distress logs of your crewmates, you learn that there was a social hierarchy within the ship, such as high-value members and people to fill roles needed for a long trip, like a chef or a captain. Technology has also had a visible jump from present-day devices, with futuristic lasers able to create vehicles with just some material, and the ever-present robotic female voice that keeps an eye on your vitals. Overall, the culture is explored through a human lens with a clash of advanced technology and, of course, giant aquatic creatures ready to eat you.
There are two video games that have the most in common with Subnautica, the first being No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is an open-world, exploration-focused game that tasks you with searching a multitude of procedurally generated worlds. No Man's Sky has many commonalities with Subnautica, the main ones being the sense of exploration and resource gathering and management. As far as science fiction conventions, both games feature the main character exploring and having to adjust to worlds foreign to them. Both games also feature many unique alien creatures and advanced technology that can aid you in your journey. The second game that has the most similarities to Subnautica is Astroneer. Astroneer is very comparable to No Man's Sky in its gameplay and objective, given that they are both exploration-based games set in space. This game differentiates itself by focusing more on crafting and exploring a singular world rather than many procedurally generated ones. This game's connections to Subnautica, just like No Man's Sky, come mainly in its exploration and crafting mechanics, while the similar sci-fi conventions consist of the advanced technology being used and interactions with alien life forms. There are many science fiction films that have some connection to Subnautica. A large chunk of movies related to Subnautica are horror movies about a group of scientists discovering some horrifying new creature at the depths of the ocean, which doesn't align directly with Subnautica being set on an alien planet, but it does tie into the trope of alien sea creatures and deep-sea exploration. These movies consist of Sphere, Underwater, and Deep Star 6. Waterworld is a movie that has a similar setting to Subnautica, in that the world in which the characters inhabit is majority water. This doesn't share many other sci-fi themes, however, as there are no alien life forms, advanced technology, and is not set on a foreign planet, rather a future version of Earth where the polar ice caps have melted. Two other movies that I felt reminded me of Subnautica were Planet of the Apes and Alien. Both of these movies feature scenes in which the main characters land on a location foreign to them and have to search through this world to uncover the story behind the locations. I felt like this tied in well with your slow discoveries of the mysterious previous alien life that colonized the planet in Subnautica.
I give the game a 3 out of 5 stars. I find it very creative, exploratory, adventurous, and very easy to follow and learn. But I do find myself getting bored pretty easily, and I don't have any friends to play with.
I found Subnautica very fun. It's underwater sandbox world filled with really cool creatures. Really helped me get over my thalassophobia. Even though I still do have it, I was terrified the entire time. I did find it a little glitchy though, and it wasn't very intuitive. I had to look up a lot of stuff when I couldn't figure out how to craft something, or I was lost, I didn't know where to find it or whatever. Overall, it was very fun though, 4 to 5 stars.
I rate the game 4 out of 5 stars. I haven't played many video games before, so this was really fun to explore, especially with the game's many explorative aspects, which played off natural player curiosity and in-game clues to guide the story along. The mystery-based storyline was fun to uncover. The game is easily tailored to each individual player, with multiple game modes and multiple options for what and where to explore. However, the game had a few glitches, with game crashes and creatures getting stuck on rocks. Creatures in the water are much smaller than they were described to be, and some parts of the game are unpolished, such as the ship the player originally crashed in appears extremely pixelated up close.
I rated Subnautica 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed the game a lot, from the creatures and encountering them, even though it was terrifying. Though, the only thing I would change is the amount of grinding needed to progress the storyline. Overall, a great game.
Overall, the pacing, intuitive gameplay, room for creativity, and rewarding progression all stood out to me during my time playing Subnautica, but some things that I felt the game could have improved on was giving the player a little more information on the story early on in the game. I felt like if I was given some more story structure, I would have been more motivated to keep playing and see it through. I also felt like some of the things could be really tedious and repetitive, like mining for various minerals or scrounging for food. Taking all these things into account, I'm confident in rating Subnautica a solid 3 out of 5 stars.